This time, I'll introduce Fukuoka. Fukuoka is a city that combines an urban atmosphere with nature and is known for its popular food culture, including street stalls. It's also considered the third business hub alongside Nagoya. Due to the short 1 hour 20 minutes flight, more South Korean tourists visit, outnumbering Japanese. Personally, I recommend this city to those who want to enjoy a relaxed urban vibe, sightseeing, and gourmet experiences more leisurely than in Tokyo or Osaka. This time, we'll start by visiting the Dazaifu Tenmangu shrine, dedicated to the gods of learning and art. After that, we'll enjoy a boat ride and lunch in Yanagawa, where you can appreciate beautiful scenery throughout the seasons. Ideally, staying overnight in Hakata the previous day and then taking an hour from Yanagawa to Kumamoto would be preferable. However, this time we'll be heading back and exploring the city of Hakata, visiting places like Kushida Shrine, the commercial complex Canal City, food stalls, and more. While time might not permit us to visit everything, I've also introduced some recommended spots for the second day. Additionally, there are plans to showcase crossing the border between Fukuoka and Yamaguchi Prefecture by walking across the Kanmon Straits, which will be covered in a separate video. So, let's get started. There is a heart-shaped mailbox. It's located in front of the commercial facility Kitty Hakata, right near the Hakata exit. Today, there seem to be food stalls and events reminiscent of a festival taking place around the station area. I will first go to Dazaifu Tenmangu Shrine. There are various ways to get there, but this time I will take the subway and travel for about 40 minutes by train. From the platform of Dazaifu Station, there's an atmosphere resembling a torii gate. Right behind the station, there are coin lockers and a specialty shop for tonkotsu ramen, the Fukuoka-originated Ichiran. This particular location offers unique initiatives such as the success ramen that you can't experience unless you visit this store. About a 2-minute walk from the station's ticket gate, you'll start to see a torii gate. It's a leisurely 10-minute walk to the main shrine, with plenty of food stalls and souvenir shops along the way. Let's try some food tasting after the shrine visit. Passing through the third torii gate, you'll continue further into the sacred area. In front of the torii gate, there's a procession of Neidyushi statues. Neidyushi refers to the belief that rubbing the head of the cow statue enhances one's academic and artistic abilities, while touching the parts associated with ailments can improve health. Sugawara no Mishizane and cows have a close bond, with 7 cow statues on the premises, including one with red eyes. There are 3 bridges leading to the main hall. First bridge, bridge to the past, don't look back. Second bridge, bridge to the present, don't pause. Third bridge, bridge to the future, don't stumble. Crossing them in this order is believed to be beneficial, representing life's journey. The pond is shaped like the kanji, kokoro, which means heart or spirit in Japanese. Dazaifu Tenmangu Shrine was established in 919 AD. The deity enshrined here, Sugawara no Mishizane, was a distinguished scholar and statesman. Due to his remarkable qualities, he is revered as the god of learning, god of the arts, and god of warding off evil. However, the shrine's origins were centered around memorializing Sugawara no Mishizane. Sugawara no Mishizane, who aspired to climb the career ladder, was falsely accused of plotting to overthrow the emperor, a crime he had no knowledge of. As a result, he was exiled to the Dazaifu region. After his death, calamities like sudden deaths of those involved in his exile and an outbreak of epidemic in Kyoto, the capital at the time, were attributed to his vengeful spirit. This main hall is a temporary structure. Its serene appearance is designed to evoke a natural ambience. Since May 2023, renovation work has been underway for the first time in 124 years. Behind the temporary main hall, there are plum trees and ema, votive wooden plaques, displayed. This gourd wards off bad luck. At Dazaifu Tenmangu Shrine, gourd's sake under the deity's plum tree is believed to avert misfortune. Wishes on paper go inside. When luck improves, they're hung at the shrine. Dazaifu Tenmangu Shrine is renowned for its approximately 200 species and 6,000 plum trees, owing to Mishizane's affection for them. The best viewing time is early to mid-February. This period is highly recommended. After your visit, let's enjoy some food exploring. A unique local delicacy here is known as yumi gemochi, a grilled rice cake with an imprint of a plum blossom. Around the approach, there are about 30 shops. Each one offers delicious options, and some include sweet bean paste fillings. I'll get a takeout of ochazuke made with local specialty mentaiko, spicy cod roe. This is cold ochazuke, topped with dashi jelly. I will be traveling on the train at 11:52, and the train is not crowded. For around 1 hour to Yanagawa for a river cruise. Yanagawa's river cruise offers diverse landscapes throughout the seasons, cherry blossoms in spring, kotatsu boats in winter. There is no nearby transportation to the boat boarding point. The river cruise company provides transportation by car to the point. There is a river cruise company right outside the station's ticket gates, but this time, we will use the river cruise company that is a 3-minute walk from the east exit. By the way, the lockers are located on the first floor of the east exit. This time, we will be using the Suigo Yanagawa Kanko River Cruise Company. I think they are known for having skilled guides with distinctive personalities. I drove for about 8 minutes to the river cruise boarding point. I had about 1 hour and 30 minutes until departure, so I decided to take a walk around the area. This is a tourist information center. You can rest here for free, and there is also a cafe. There aren't many shops to visit. Once you arrive, let's start by having lunch. I decided to have lunch at a restaurant called Ohana. Yanagawa is famous for its steamed eel. Since it takes about 20 minutes to steam the eel, let's have our meal before exploring. This preparation is rare in other regions. Rice with sauce, topped with grilled eel and rolled omelette, steamed in a bamboo steamer. Tender, fragrant, it's delicious. I might prefer this over regular grilled eel. When sightseeing in Yanagawa, make sure to visit the residence of the Tachibana family, known for its exquisite Japanese garden. The tour takes about 30 minutes. After lunch, it's time for the river cruise experience. As the rain started falling, I received an umbrella hat and a raincoat. Although the weather was poor this time, on sunny days, you can enjoy the beautiful scenery of fresh greenery. Yanagawa prospered as a castle town during the Edo period and is known as a water city. Its history of waterways dates back to ancient times, serving essential purposes such as irrigation, fire prevention, and daily life. During the Sengoku period, intricate waterways were established for defense, now spanning an impressive 930 kilometers. Exploring the former castle town while listening to the sounds of water, the river cruise offers scenic views throughout the seasons. Passing under low water gates, guided by the boatman's witty commentary, singing famous folk songs born in Yanagawa, the leisurely 50 to 60-minute ride offers a tranquil experience. English guidance depends on the guide, but most can provide basic information. Now, please listen to the nursery rhymes performed by the boatman. Since it was a hot day, there was a surprise gift of shaved ice. I'm back in Hakata. This time, I'm staying at this hotel, which is about a 5-minute walk from Hakata Station. It's conveniently located near Canal City and the Nakasu food stalls, plus it offers unique breakfast options, so I chose to stay here. After a short rest at the hotel, since I have some time before dinner, I'll take a 10-minute walk from the hotel to Kushida Shrine. This shrine is famous for being the site where the iconic Hakata Gion Yamakasa festival is dedicated. You can also reach the large shopping complex Canal City quickly from here using the escalator. Canal City is a large shopping mall with a cinema and 2 hotels. It features a total of 285 specialty stores. Here, your first activity could be to enjoy the game center. If you haven't tried it elsewhere, give it a shot. You can make payments using IC cards like Suica. In the first basement floor area, there's a specialty store for capsule toys called Gakepon, featuring 1,700 types. I missed it, but did you know there's a futuristic Gakepon Odyssey, with only 2 machines worldwide? If you come across a futuristic-themed Gakepon, give it a try. On the same floor, you'll also find anime character goods and figures. If you're here at night, don't miss the fountain show. It occurs every 30 minutes, but between 1930 and 2100 hours, there's an 8 to 10-minute show utilizing projection mapping. When I visited, the theme was Disney. On the 5th floor, there's Ramen Street. With 8 ramen shops, you can enjoy a variety of ramen, mainly representing Fukuoka's flavors. Fukuoka, along with Sapporo and Kitakata in Fukushima, is considered one of Japan's 3 major ramen cities. Its signature is a rich pork bone broth and thin noodles. Since you're there, let's explore beyond the food stalls. About a 3-minute walk along the riverside from Canal City, there's an area with 3 street food zones. This time, I visited the Nakasu area, which is a 15-minute walk from Hakata Station. Despite a typhoon approaching Honshu, it's a rainy day. An event was happening on the bridge, but the rain puts a damper on things. Due to the crowd and rain, I didn't enter the stalls. So, please enjoy the images from here. In Fukuoka City alone, there are said to be over 150 food stalls. What's unique is the urban setting juxtaposed with the beauty of the river's scenery, a sight uncommon in other regions. At the stalls, not only do you interact with the stall owners, but you'll find yourself close to fellow customers. Japanese locals and even international tourists will strike up conversations, often in broken English. People who don't know each other might gather around a single table and engage in friendly chats. While ramen is popular at food stalls, I recommend trying yakiramen, a dish born from the stall's origins. It involves grilling boiled ramen noodles on a griddle with pork bone soup and special sauce. This dish was invented by stall owners who wanted to provide a ramen experience even on hot days when people might not want to drink hot soup. Additionally, yakitori, grilled chicken skewers, gyoza dumplings, and during winter, oden are popular choices. Opening hours vary among stalls, but many tend to open around 6 to 7 in the evening and close between 1 to 3 in the morning the next day. For dinner, I decided to eat at the Izakaya Moriya near the hotel. One of the must-try dishes in Fukuoka is matsunabe, a hot pot dish with tripe. The clear broth in Fukuoka's matsunabe places usually lacks any unpleasant odor, and many restaurants offer delicious variations. There's also the one-bite gyoza, a type of small dumpling unique to Hakata. The omu gyoza, a dumpling with an egg on top, is a favorite, with its gooey cheese and crispy texture. Grilled mackerel and amberjack with sesame sauce are delicious choices too. Also, enjoy Hakata's specialties like grilled offal and mentaiko tamagoyaki, rolled omelet with spicy cod roe, at this restaurant. To have a light dinner, planning to eat ramen later, I ended up going back to the hotel and falling asleep. The next morning, we departed on the morning Shinkansen. Here are some souvenirs from Hakata. There were also many local sweets. Since I couldn't have ramen, I bought several of them to take with me. Train station bento boxes are enjoyable just to look at. I bought a bento with Hakata's specialty mentaiko, spicy cod roe, and enjoyed it on the train. Here, I'd like to introduce some recommended sightseeing spots that you might want to visit on the second day or later, although I couldn't go this time due to time constraints. First, let me introduce you to Miyajidake Shrine. It's a famous power spot in Fukuoka, and personally, it's one place I really recommend. The view of the sunset, Torii Gate, and stairs is beautiful, especially the Path of Light. There are 3 number ones here, so I suggest you see them for yourself. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes by train from Hakata Station, with transfers. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Nanazo Inn. Here, you can find the world's largest bronze Nirvana statue. The head priest is also famous for winning 130 million yen, $890,000, in the lottery. There are various unique Buddhist statues and many attractions to see. It's about a 30-minute journey from Hakata Station. For those who want to see the urban landscape and the sea, I recommend visiting Fukuoka Tower. It stands at a height of 234 meters and underwent a renovation in 2019. While it can get crowded on certain days, there's a unique experience called Skyview 123 that uses VR technology to take you on an aerial stroll over Fukuoka City. I found it more captivating than Tokyo Tower. Access is about a 30-minute bus ride from Hakata Station. In the past year or so, Itoshima has gained popularity through Instagram. Though I haven't been there myself, there are many picturesque spots like the Futami Gora, Married Couple Rocks. Access varies depending on the spot you want to see, but it's about a 40-minute train ride from Hakata Station. Once there, renting a bicycle to explore along the coast sounds like a great idea. If you're a fan of photography and cats, you should consider visiting Aino Island. Known as a cat island, it's a place that's perfect for capturing memorable moments. I've been to Toshiro Island in Iwate Prefecture, which is also famous for its feline residents, and Aino Island is definitely on my list of places to explore. Keep in mind that there are only 5 trips per day, so it's important to thoroughly research bus and ferry information beforehand. So, how did you find it? Unfortunately, the weather wasn't ideal, and I couldn't explore as much as I hoped. If you have any other recommended spots in Fukuoka, please feel free to share. Thank you for watching.